Well, good morning. It is August 13th, day 94 on the trail for me. I've left the Blackburn Trail Center and I'm hiking southbound again. It was nice place. I had the little bunk cabin to myself. There was only two other people there, a father and son from Delaware, and they slept on the porch of the main building. I talked to them for a little while. They were involved in scouting and were hoping to get to Philmont one of these days. So I talked a little bit about that and about my adventure so far, and basically they were kind of doing weekends. They would get out for a weekend and hike some, and they said they had done most of Maryland and they're sort of working their way south on the weekends. My plan for today is about 17 and a half miles, actually 18.2 I think is the number, actually 18.2 miles, and trying to get to Rod Hollow Shelter. That sounds right. To do that, I have to hike the Virginia roller coaster, which is just a fancy name for a bunch of ups and downs, with not a lot of views, but at least there's good water today along the way. Looks like there was frequent water, so I'm not going to have to carry too much. It'll just be lots of little climbs and little descents, and see how it goes. Hopefully I don't get stung by anything today. Yeah, those stings finally died down overnight, so I'm not feeling them anymore. All right. As always, if I see anything interesting, I'll grab a picture or some video. But for now, here's what the trail looks like. There's about 7 or 8 deer here. Oh, they got spooked. All right, I'm at a place called Raven Rocks. A nice ledge right here. It drops down quite a bit, but we get a decent view. There's a house right there. The view of the rocks. Look at that house. Got a little ridge over here, and then into a valley. And I don't know how well it shows up, but way in the back there, yeah, you can see another mountain range. All right, so this is a rock formation known as Bear's Den, and it unfortunately has graffiti on it, but it does provide a nice view. This is the Sam Moore shelter. I'm just stopping in for some lunch. It's got looks like it could hold 5 comfortably, 6 you needed to. And then there's a separate little cooking area under a roof. Only 1,000 miles to go. Oh. I knew I was coming up on 1,000. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a sign, or sometimes people will draw it out on the ground with sticks or rocks. I'm happy that that one was an official sign. Oh, I'm still in the roller coaster. I got about 3.5 more miles, and like 3 more climbs and descents. It's been tiring, but I'm doing okay. Fortunately, there's been good water along the trail today, so I've been able to, haven't had to carry too much. All right, so here's what the trail has been looking like. But during the climbs and descents, they tend to get a little bit more rocky, but in these flatter areas, it's been pretty nice. All right, made it through the roller coaster. I mean, a nice little challenge. Wasn't too bad. Just took time. Fortunately, all of those were relatively short climbs. Nothing huge. I think maybe the biggest was on the order of like 1,000 feet. Which isn't that much compared to some of the stuff I was doing up in New Hampshire and Maine and even in Vermont. About 0.3 from the Rod Hollow shelter, well, 0.5 really. It's 0.3 on the trail and then a 0.2 blue blaze off the trail. And it's cooling down nicely. And a little warm. But again, not too bad. There's a butterfly. Alright, well, I'll check in again once I'm set up at the shelter, or maybe if there's nobody there, I'll maybe grab some video walking in. All right, for now, here's what the trail looks like. All right, well, it was a good day. Got the miles in that I wanted to, and made it to the shelter site, Rod Hollow, and all is well here. There's not too many people. I think there's really only one other person at the shelter. Sorry, I got something by the lens there. Only one other person at the shelter. A couple of people I met along the way set up their tents a little further, a little closer to the trail itself. And they're planning to go all the way down to Key West on their hike this year. So that's a little more than I'm game for. Let's see. So the plan for tomorrow is about another 18 miles. And I'm going to stop along the way, probably, I think it's after about 15 miles, I'm going to stop and actually, if all goes well, Sully is going to pick me up and bring me into Front Royal, and I'm going to do a brief resupply there, maybe grab a meal, and then get back on the trail and do just a few more miles to a shelter. And then the next day I enter Shenandoah National Park. So I'll be in the Shenies. So hopefully that goes well tomorrow, and don't have to carry as much food. It's going to take me about 7 days to get through Shenandoah, but they have these waysides along the trail, or some that are off the trail a bit, where you can grab a meal or grab some resupply, some light resupply. So I don't have to carry as much food. I don't have to carry 7 days because there's not really a big resupply along the way. Not until you get out, and then it's Waynesboro, I think is the name of the town that's on the southern end. And so that's nice. I don't have to carry 7 days of food. That would not be fun. But all is well. It should be a nice night. It's going to be clear and cool, and yeah, should be good. All right, a big thank you to my sister Terry and my brother-in-law Tim. They've made a very generous donation to the GoFundMe, and they've helped in so many other ways along over the years, but I really do appreciate it. I didn't know, I think you donated at least a week and a half ago, but I was in the wilderness, and I didn't have sometimes I didn't check my email, so I didn't know until I got out, and this is the first chance I've had to thank you. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be in touch, of course, and can't wait to get out to the ranch and see you guys again. And yeah. All right. As always, if you stuck through to the end, I appreciate it. I'll see you again tomorrow on the trail.